grab your cocktail every week and come and be a cousin.
Hit it, baby. Hit it.
Hit it. Hit it.
Okay,
Nikki,
so
don't start that wetting your glasses. Put your glasses on. Don't start. We
I
ain't
know.
wetting no glass. They ain't wet. Come on.
You saw me like.
Oh, okay. So
my thing.
Go ahead, kill it.
welcome to the after party, y'all.
Yes.
After party, y'all. Y'all know how it is. After the
Exactly.
guest
Yes.
party.
Yes.
Okay, Mimi.
Come on, Mimi. Go ahead, baby.
Mimi, I was wondering.
My thing is, so the guys have mentioned, you know, well, they're referring to the men and not the boys. So what happens when the men no longer want to be men and they now want to be F boys?
Thank you.
I have not experienced that personally.
Or they want to be
go
greedy
backwards?
and have some on the side.
Well, that's all. That's most men.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just saying, like, not so much having the stuff on side, because you're right, Decovia, that's the majority. I'm saying, like, they no longer want to do their role. You know, they no
Wow.
longer want to provide. They no longer want to, you know, or they don't, you know, they want to be wined and dined and catered to. Not saying that there's nothing wrong with men being catered to, because I'm all about that.
But they
I'm
want
just saying, but what happens
exclusively for them?
Yeah, like
Yeah,
then what?
Like they going backwards?
Like they're feeling themselves, and all of a sudden they think someone needs to be courting them. Is that what the deal is?
That part.
I think the thing with that is you gotta say to yourself, and I know I'm not saying it to be like, oh, do this, do that. I know it's easier said than done. But at that point, it's almost like you gotta look and be like, look, I mean, do I want this? How long has that been going on? If it's just starting, or he's been leading up to this and been doing that. But then it's like, okay, is that the kind of man you want? No, he wasn't like that. Now he is. Is that what you want?
And then it goes into also having a conversation, a good grown conversation. And if you feel as though after that conversation some things hasn't changed, then it's time for somebody to make some moves, baby.
I'm sorry. It sounds to me like those kind of men, they've always been like that, but they had a long game. They saw a woman that is a high value woman, that's a successful woman, and they said, okay, I'm going to put in a little work for a few months so that I can get it for a few years.
So that's my question. So is this like a man years later that he's
talking years, Mimi, or months?
Years later?
Hi, Nikki.
I'm saying,
girl, we're
years
talking
later,
about
like,
the real. You guys bring Nikki up to date. We're talking about the real.
Yeah, she said years later, but yeah, recap.
So basically, we're just talking about because the gentleman had mentioned how they were referring to men being men and not so much the boys. My question was, well, what happens when the man no longer wants to be in that role anymore? And now he's requesting things or acting like what the gentleman stated are the boys.
That's a new one on me.
Well, I'll be requesting stuff too.
Yeah, but then it's gonna be is it gonna be a fight? You know, not a physical fight, but like, you know, he's really trying to get you to do all this stuff for him, and he's doing nothing for you.
So now he lazy.
Or no longer wants to do it.
Go, baby.
No longer wants to do it.
Longer wants to be the provider and the protector, and
he's doing it for the next one.
He's doing it for the next bitch. If he did all those things for you in the beginning, and then all of a sudden he's no longer not doing it for you, that's still who he is. So he's still doing it for somebody, just not you.
Whoa. I ain't even think about that.
Right.
Because that's who he is. If in a relationship, a man relationship role doesn't change. If that's what he does, if he's used to being a provider to a woman, he's used to caring for a woman and doing all these great things. That doesn't change. The person he's doing it for may change.
Wow.
Position does not
So
change.
you think he's trying to make the woman leave? Like if a man does that, you think he trying to make her
Sounds like
leave?
she's saying his focus is on the next one now. He's not even thinking about at home.
He may not even be trying to force you to leave or whatever. It's just that connection isn't there anymore. So if he's connecting somewhere else and he's doing all these things for that person, then it's not that
But
easy.
Nicole, if he a real man, he should be able to sit down with her and have a conversation.
How many
instead
real
of
men
leaving
is it?
somebody-
No, it
you don't
doesn't
keep
happen
somebody
that
doing
way.
it
Yeah.
and do something over here.
How many
That
real
way.
men would
Doesn't
that?
happen that way.
They're
Two.
not going to do that because then there's the conflict. There's the confrontation.
Right.
Because women, us as women, you're not about to come and sit and tell me that, okay, you know what? The reason I'm not taking care, the reason I ain't paying your light bill because I'm playing Susie May across town with light bill.
Well, now pack yourself and go be with Susie Mae, one way or the other, voluntarily or involuntarily.
What you still here for? Because I know me,
Right.
I'm coming completely out of
He might
town.
be leaving on a gurney, but he leaving. He
Yeah,
leaving.
what
I
are you
promise
here
that.
for?
He leaving tonight.
Yeah, it's like what?
But honestly, every woman isn't as strong as you guys. So
Right.
they may notice those things are happening and they're trying to figure out what happened here and where do I fit in.
Yeah. And then you also question what's making you think, trying to figure out what I did to make this change in him.
Right.
Right.
What did
Because
I
that
do
happens.
where
It's
he
like
stopped
you
doing
second
this and
guessing
stopped
yourself
carrying
as a
this, now
woman.
he's carrying
That's
this.
right.
Because that's what we do.
Right, we do.
That's what we do as women.
That's
We
right.
want to know why. We need to know why.
Well,
And
I
we
don't always
blame
get
ourselves
closure, honey.
first.
It's a closure.
Because if you're not telling me, I'm going to come to my own conclusion.
I'm
And
gonna
once
come
I
to my
get
own
there, ain't
conclusion.
nothing you can say to me but get your stuff and be gone. Or however, I can pack it for you.
We're gonna hire a private
Or
investigator. Like
however, I can burn it inside of my tub and you can get the ass.
Talk about it. Talk
Out
about
with left
it.
eye.
Porcelain tub and
Right.
not one of those
No
plastic
games now.
ones.
Because see, to me, playing with somebody's feelings is dangerous
very
territory.
dangerous.
You can't do that. You
Yeah.
don't know where somebody's mindset is or how
It
much
puts
they
me in the mind of
Why
it's a
that
thin
shows
line
cat is
between
real.
love and hate with
Yeah.
Martin Lawrence. That's real.
Oh, yeah, it's real. I
Yeah.
love that
That's
movie,
real.
honey. It's a thin line.
She was psycho to begin with. I mean, we got to say that. She was psycho
See?
to begin with.
She did what she
But
was
he did
supposed to
play
do.
But she was trying to stay away from him because she knew
And
herself.
kept
He knew
pushing
herself.
Dacovia.
He
He
kept
kept being
pushing.
persistent.
That's
Right.
right.
You
Right,
know
'cause that's
Martin
what he
was.
I gotta
He
watch
was
that
leave her
movie
alone.
tonight. I'm
And he
watching
didn't
that
have
movie.
good intentions. He was being persistent and he did not have good intentions.
Exactly.
Which is
And when they don't have good intentions, baby, keep it moving. If you don't mean no good, keep
But they
it
don't.
moving.
But I'm going to tell you this.
They play.
A lot of men feel like getting with a woman is the next woman is a conquest.
It's
You guys
true.
believe that's the case? They
Yep,
see
some of them are.
someone
Oh, I got
at a
her.
certain
Oh, I've been
stature.
wanting her for so long. I
Yes.
finally got her.
Yes.
Now what you
But
gonna
I
do?
knew a guy.
Dog her out.
I have a girlfriend. It's her ex-husband now, but her husband, he would have multiple women. He was a good provider. He cooked, he cleaned. She came home from work. She didn't have to lift a finger. He had rose petals in her tub every day when she came home, glass of wine for her to take a bath. But he would leave and he would go to the next woman's house and he would do the same thing there. And he would do the same thing at the next woman's house.
What?
That's who
Did
he
he have a
was.
job? How did he
That's
do
crazy.
that?
Right.
That
Who
was
he
his job.
So she was married to him, but he had other multiple women that he would wine and dine whenever he had free time.
He
and
had
they
a
would
whole
get the
problem.
They
He
would
had a
get
whole
the
problem.
exact same treatment. They would get the rose petals, the feet rubs, the back massages, the dinner
Wow.
cook. They would get the exact same thing. And she would think he's at work. So he would have random days that he was not going to work, but he was going to different women houses, catering to them all the same way. So at the end of the day, you got these women calling her.
What, Dacovia?
"Oh, he loved me. He loves me." Because in your mind, ain't no man going through this extreme.
Right.
if he's not serious about me. Well, he
Wow.
went to those extremes with every woman he ever dealt with, and he still does that to this day.
And that's
Her
the
woman's
thing-
intuition was
the
telling
thing-
her something to come.
Yeah, that you know what? That's the thing that's kind of scary too. When you have a man that's doing that or doing what you know the right thing, and then it's like he could be doing that. Yeah, you don't want to think that every day, but it's like, I mean, people been
It
cheating
does
on.
surface within your, you know, because if you've been through pain or been through somebody cheating, sometimes you will get a trigger. It
Yeah,
will
oh,
come
yeah.
across like, dog.
Oh yeah,
Right.
oh
Right.
yeah.
You try not to, you know, throw it off on him, but listen, it's called real life, real issues, real things we have
Sure.
dealt with.
Yeah.
I used to have a couple of friends. It was so strange to me. It was so foreign. They would, you know, be talking at work about, girl, let's meet and let's go hide in those bushes right there by his house. Or, oh, let's go over here. I wish I
hide in
could
the
hide
bushes.
real good from this bridge. And I'm like, we're doing what? I mean,
Right.
at lunchtime, they'd be out buying surveillance equipment
Yeah.
or bugs.
See, that's
And
too
I'm
much.
like,
Uh-uh.
if it's that serious,
Right.
is that the man you need?
Right.
Right.
Let
You
him
already know
go.
at that point when
You
you're
already know
doing
what
those
he's
types of
doing. You
things.
already know what it is. So
Your intuition never lies, honey.
Did
It
y'all
never
watch
lies.
Wendy Williams last night? The movie? Did y'all watch
No.
Wendy Williams?
No.
I
No,
fall
baby,
asleep
I
on
didn't
it.
see it.
I
I
fall
heard
asleep
about
on
it.
it.
I heard
Oh.
she was crying and some people didn't feel sorry for her. That's what I read.
Yes, yes.
I was just wondering why she super glued his mailbox when she found out he was cheating. I just didn't understand.
Did she?
She did
Didn't
what?
get that
Mailbox?
far. I fell asleep.
Super
Well, she
glued. She went over to the house that he bought with the girlfriend and super glued the mailbox.
she didn't want them to get their
That's too
bill.
much energy. No.
She
How old was she
wanted
then?
to make a statement to say, I know
Right.
where you at and I was here.
Well, why not let him know that in his face?
Why
Why
not just
play the
say
little
you
games in glue?
you know
Who
what?
buying all that glue? Who's standing out there gluing a mailbox?
did?
Whitney.
She did.
You know what? Sometimes though, you don't know what you would do, you know, in that situation.
And
So
so
a
the
lot of
emotions
times
take
See,
over.
I'm not going to buy
Yeah.
no glue and gluing no mailbox now.
that
Maybe
that
just have it in your car, Anna.
It's not happening in my car.
Might already had it in your
It
junk.
might be in your car.
Oh no. I got
yeah.
happening, Nicole.
Nikki.
I got to talk to you, look in them eye gates, bump all that little mess.
He wasn't at
All
home.
females uncut tongues of shoes, put mayonnaise, ketchup, mustard on cars,
Who
cut
did
his
that?
pockets, trigger his phone
Ketchup
to
and
time
mustard
him.
and mayonnaise.
That kind of time. I'm not doing all
Waste
that mess.
good ketchup.
Ketchup, mustard, and
Ketchup,
mayonnaise.
mustard, and mayonnaise on his car with bologna to mess up the paint job. Who's doing that?
Who
Baloney.
did that?
I know I worked with somebody that did that. I'm trying to tell you.
Was it Oscar Mayer?
Oh,
Cut his
This one
pockets,
wasn't Oscar Mayer. I
the
can't.
tongue of his shoes. So anytime he put something in his pocket, it just dropped. Woof. Who's doing that?
yeah.
Program his cell phone. So anytime somebody leave a message, it go to her phone.
Oh, wow.
How you do that?
Riding by the next
My
chick
husband
house,
did that
and you
to me.
know he's in
Okay,
there.
yeah.
You see the car, but you
How you
riding
do that?
by. Blow.
That's too much effort.
Ain't
That's
got
Thank you.
time.
Say it again.
I'm
Say
too
it one more
late.
time. I'm not displaying none of that energy like that.
Ladies,
Baby,
stand up.
if
We
I
do
feel it,
not
that's
have
it,
to
that's
do
all.
Why
that.
you telling?
But
My
listen, I got a
ex-husband did
story.
that to
I
me.
got a story.
So I'm just saying, my ex-husband had my phone calls, messages rerouted where they went to his phone. So my ex-husband definitely did that
Now,
to me.
I had an ex-boyfriend hack my phone and got all my messages and called everybody. You got too much
didn't
time
call
on
me.
your hands.
He didn't call me.
He
Calling
knew who that
dudes.
number was.
Oh, okay. I was just felt left
How
out.
about Lulu bugs, mental
Right.
illness